Hello, according to the activity guide, I will answer the question established in the text. To establish the theoretical foundation for designing teaching material. First question: what should ELT materials have? These types of materials should be ideally focused on topics related to learning and teaching principles of structuring the language. These principles must be taken into account theories of language acquisition and development, principles of teaching, our current knowledge of how the target language is actually used, he results of the systematic observation and evaluation of the materials in use. The development of materials should reflect area work. This type of materials must be had in the following way: expose students to the language in authentic use, help students pay attention, provide students with opportunities to use the target language, provide opportunities for feedback of results, achieve impact in the sense it carries intellectual, aesthetic, and emotional involvement. Second question: proposals for principal approaches to the development of ELT materials. Principle on language acquisition 1. As for obtaining positive or otherwise negative results, it is necessary to access the system and in a meaningful way for them to do what they need, and in this way facilitate the development of numerous hypotheses. With the principles of developing materials in this way. Principle of language acquisition 2. When we find the reference of how to help students maximize their exposure to language in use, we find many types of needs or interaction between one's own and one's effective feeling. With the principle of developing materials in this way. Principle of language acquisition 3. Assuming that a positive effect is generated on the part of the students, communicative competence is achieved in what does not and in what must be done about the target language, about their learning environment, about their teacher, about their classmates' learnings, about their learning. With the principles of developing materials in this way. Principle of language acquisition 4. When a student is involved in language learning or good in a second language, they can have a benefit from which they can make use of the resources that they have previously acquired in their first language. This method reforms that are normally acquired and used in learning of this first language. With the principles of developing materials in this way. Principle of language acquisition 5. We know that when a student has been involved in effective cognitive text investigation, their use expands their progress, knowledge, or language. With the principles of developing materials in this way. Principle of language acquisition 6. The language used as a primary tool to communicate in their various oral and written fields in order to use language to clarify and produce positive and significant results well understandable contribution are basis based on their interlocutors and with the principles of developing materials in this way.